Wall Street is in love with Bitcoin again as a second consecutive 900 million plus inflow day yesterday from the ETFs on Wall Street. Will this trend continue, and what does that mean for Bitcoin? Also, the exchange balances are dropping to 7-year lows, and Fidelity gives us a reason why we're at those 7-year lows. Also, we have a lot of altcoin news to cover today. We got to cover Solana news, SUI news. We're going to talk a little bit about Cardano. We're going to talk about Avalanche and ICP. What does the future look like for the Internet Computer Protocol? We'll talk about that and much, much more. Oh, and XRP. On today's episode of Sin City Crypto, let's go.
Hola! It's your boy, Big Rob, back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto, home of the entertainment and price prediction focused channel, where we take old, boring, stale information, repackage that turkey up in a fun, sexy way. You know, I call my parrot. He's about the size of, he's smaller than this coffee cup.
He's about the size of a demon.
And anyways, I call him a turkey.
Yeah.
You also fed turkey.
Didn't you also feed him turkey?
He does partake in some.
No, he doesn't. You feed it to him. You turned that guy into a cannibal. You know, we have a big announcement today. Shout out to my boy Brokioshi. We'll be announcing that later. Also, we have the lovely Ashley in studio with us today. Ashley,
I'm here.
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Wow, you're welcome.
Wow.
I mean, you're welcome.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
We also have the
You're
lovely.
welcome for the introduction. You know,
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
didn't want to do it. Just wanted to.
Let me rewind here. Hi, Ashley. We
Yeah,
also
I
have
asked, how are you?
And then I said, you're welcome. I know. I'm great.
Okay.
Thank you, friend. We also have the lovely Rocco joining us today. Rocco, how are you?
All right. It's okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Rocco, you're welcome.
You're
You're welcome. We got a big announcement. We're rolling out a new segment here with our friend Ashley. And so we'll get to that a little later. Not yet. We got to tease people a little bit. All right. So let's start with Wall Street. The suits. They love Bitcoin again, Rob. You know, yesterday we shared ETF news. And, you know, when the ETF first came out, we were doing this, I think, every day for like 3 months. Then we stopped doing it. Everything kind of died down. And the last 3 months, it's been more outflows and inflows. But the last 2, we can even throw in 3 days. You take a look here from Farside. ETF flows from Wall Street are accelerating, Robin, at levels we haven't seen for months and potentially going back to when it first launched. We now have 2 consecutive, let's just round this thing up from 900 million to $1 billion. 2 consecutive $1 billion inflow days for the ETFs. Investors going risk on. If you take a look, even if you count for Monday, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, that is over $2 billion of money that has flowed in to the ETFs via Wall Street. Obviously, we know the uncertainty in macro and in the economy, but seems the appetite, at least on Wall Street, for BTC is continuing to ratchet up. You think this is a trend we continue to see, Rob, throughout the rest of the month, or do you think this is just contingent on what's happening in the overall NASDAQ stock market? Because and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Monday was a red day for the stock market.
I don't think it's so much what's going on with the stock market. I think in the short term, do we get a green or red day in Bitcoin? Sure, the stock market will kind of indicate that, right? Not always, because we've seen some divergence from there, but we know that if you get a nice green day out of the NASDAQ, a 1 to 3% rally, we know that Bitcoin will perform well.
Hell yeah, brother.
We do know that to the downside, there's some correlation there as well. But I think where I'm getting at here is we need to pay attention to gold.
What?
Yeah, we need to pay attention to gold, because gold at a new all-time high at, I think it was at 3,400 per ounce.
3,500.
35 and more.
And this thing is just rocketing. And you know what gold stands for is, you know,
Boomers.
value. No, but why are the people investing in gold? Store value to protect against debasement of currency. Everything that you would, everything you're looking for out of Bitcoin.
Look at this weekly chart.
It's there. But the difference is that Bitcoin is digital. I'm like, what a breakout, dude.
From October of 2023.
I remember it was such a headline, they broke 3,000. And where was it in October? Was it 2,800 or something?
1,800.
1,800?
Well, 2023.
Oh,
this move.
No, I'm talking about, where's this latest breakout? No, right there.
Right here?
Yeah, no, all the way down to that red candle.
Right here?
Yeah.
This is
like 2,800.
December of 2024.
Yeah,
26, 20.
20, so basically
2,700. Yeah, 2,700.
2,700. So from 2,700 to 3,500 in less than 6 months.
That might not sound like a big move, but
that
for
is
gold,
huge. That's gold, man. Like that's the number one commodity, right?
that's the number one asset in the world. Market cap.
And so I'm looking at this, and the reason people are buying, the reason people are investing in gold and historically have is because it protects against inflation
And currency devaluation.
Yeah, exactly. And so for me, Bitcoin, obviously, we don't need to go down this rabbit hole of like, hey, Bitcoin, digital gold. Just keep it simple, short and simple.
Bitcoin is a new star system.
Yeah. Thanks, Taylor. So for me, I'm just looking at this, and there is a lot of room for Bitcoin to catch up. Where was Bitcoin at the beginning of this breakout?
Rob?
So that was December what?
December of, here's your BTC chart. Let's go, you want to go 1 year?
Yeah,
that's 1 year. Bitcoin is in the line.
So, yeah, man, they're moving together there lately. You see that?
Lately, yeah, but I mean, Bitcoin peaked when gold was flat, and then Bitcoin started going down when gold was going up.
I know, and I don't know. So, I just think,
but yeah, I mean, recently,
Bitcoin is going to.
Well, obviously, you look back to the very first week of April. Yes, gold's going up. Bitcoin started going up as well.
But where was the price of what was the price of Bitcoin on? Was it December?
December of last year, when gold started rallying.
Yeah.
The price of Bitcoin was $97,700.
That's my point. This is where I'm getting it. So,
but what's your point? Is your point
at the time of the breakout for gold,
Bitcoin topped out?
Yeah. That's at the time. So basically, gold since the beginning of the year has went up what 50% roughly.
Yeah, something like that.
So gold has went up 50% since the beginning of the year, and Bitcoin has dropped
35%.
35%. Gold 50% rally, Bitcoin dropped 35%. That gap is going to close very soon. And the fact that gold isn't slowing down, I think that what you're going to see is Bitcoin surpass gold. What's that?
Gold is slowing down.
How is it slowing down? It's not slowing down.
I mean, it peaked at 35. It's at 33.
Yeah. It
could be a little pullback. I'm not saying it's a little crater, but
yeah. So I think what we'll see is Bitcoin catch up to gold.
So I think the correlation will come back.
Yes, 100%.
Okay. I mean, we're already seeing it, to your point. We're already seeing it since the beginning of the month. And so as Bitcoin grinds higher, remember, gold is now a $22 trillion asset. $22 trillion. Weren't we just talking about gold being $11 trillion like, I don't know, what was it, like a year ago? A year and a half ago?
Yeah.
11 trillion if Bitcoin just needs a 10x and it's going to, now Bitcoin needs a 20x to catch up to gold, essentially, or a 12 or 15x. So, okay, so that's an interesting spin there. So you're looking at
what you're seeing out of the rally in gold is going to translate over to Bitcoin. And maybe you could make an argument Bitcoin rallied first and then gold followed. But I could see that argument. But what I think is happening is that the market is pricing gold where it needs to be because it hasn't moved very much up until the last 6 months, right? Historically speaking, if you're to go against inflation, over the last since 2021 to current to say December, prior to that breakout, we saw that gold wasn't the best hedge against inflation. And now you had a breakout, and now you have the markets pricing gold accordingly, appropriately. And I think we're going to see the same thing out of Bitcoin. I think that you're going to see this big rally where it should have been.
So the point you were making is when we saw inflation run rampant, gold didn't really do anything. Is that kind of what you were saying?
Then you had a big.
What was it? September of 22 when it peaked, or August of 2022? Was that 9%? Was that in what year was that? 2022?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean Bitcoin had a small, or gold had a. Let me get rid of BTC here.
I remember looking at gold. I'm like,
yeah,
well, CPI is damn near 10%, and gold is just at the same damn price it's been at for 10 years. I think it had like an 8-year consolidation.
This is gold on the week. I mean, yeah, look at this.
Yeah, see, where it was 8 to 10 years, where it was just roughly right around the same price.
So, yeah, 2,240 days.
Yeah.
That's like 70
And
years.
so what we're seeing is this big breakout. And it's the market is pricing accordingly to inflation, the value of gold. It's just been suppressed for so long. Maybe you can make an argument. I don't know enough about gold and the markets that it trades in, but from what I've heard time and time again from experts is that gold's price is manipulated. There's a lot of paper gold slips. I mean, even the U.S. doesn't even know how much gold they have. They had to go audit their own damn Fort Knox holdings. And the price of gold for their gold, was it gold tickets? I forget. I don't know how gold operates, but I know that there's manipulation there on price. It finally broke out. And so I would expect Bitcoin to join the party.
Look at this rally, though. That's literally
saying,
just
dude.
straight up and to the right.
That's what you're going to see out of this. Is the world's largest asset, dude. This is gold, bro. Everybody's got it on their, in their house and their phones. Like it's everywhere. Like, and if that asset just had that big of a rally, we're post-halving with Bitcoin. If you don't think Bitcoin's going to have a big rally with all these big, these big companies buying, the list of companies that are requiring Bitcoin, we haven't even started talking about nation states. But yeah.
I mentioned supply on exchanges is dropping. Well, this is a report from Fidelity. Bitcoin supply on exchanges is falling due to public company purchases. This is a quote from Fidelity. This is what Fidelity posted on their X handle. We have seen Bitcoin supply on exchanges dropping due to public company purchases, something we anticipate accelerating in the near future. Fidelity said the supply of Bitcoin on exchanges had fallen to roughly 2.6 million, the lowest since November of 2018. So almost 7 years. Interesting. We always talk about a lot of these big purchases are OTC and yada, yada, yada. What this is insinuating, Rob, right, is, right? I mean, am I wrong to say that this is insinuating that these companies are taking Bitcoin off the order books? Or they're buying.
Where else are they? You mean off the order books or OTC?
Order books.
I think they're OTC.
Bitcoin's
publicly traded companies.
Well, here, Bitcoin.
But what's happening is the exchanges are pulling them off the order books.
Buying OTC, exchanges have to replenish that OTC, so they pull it off the order books, and I think that's one of the reasons why you get these violent moves to the upside. Fidelity think this trend is going to continue, and again, there are so many different sectors of Bitcoin buyers. You have retail, you have institutions. As Rob mentioned, you have nation states. And so you get all three of those. You get retail in this mix if they're not here. And hopefully by that time it's not too late. Then you're talking about a tornado of events that really has the chance to just absolutely take Bitcoin's chart and make it look like gold. With that being said, if you're new here, say hello. We'd love to welcome you. Also, again, I mentioned we have a big announcement, and we got a new segment coming on the show, hosted by yours truly, Miss Ashley. We'll get into that in a little bit here, but first, Let's talk a little bit about the markets. Robin?
All right.
The market.
So Bitcoin saw a little bit of a pullback today. Nothing too dramatic, but on the day, the 24 hours, we did briefly see 94,000 yesterday, but it kind of traded around 93 for quite some time, and then about last night lost that, and we were down to 92. But very bullish on the 1 week. You take a look, we're back over 90K. Looks like we're back over 90K comfortably without too much.
Rob, from a sentiment standpoint, charts aside, right? Do you feel the sentiment changing? Not from you, but from social media, from maybe, I don't know,
not
your
so
friends,
much.
your family?
Maybe it doesn't seem any different, right? We're post halving. People are excited. They understand the value of Bitcoin. The U.S. is more than likely going to step in and buy Bitcoin here sometime this fiscal year. It's not sure when. So I don't feel like the sentiment's any different. Maybe there's a little bit less discussion about the top being in or how low will Bitcoin go. I think that's kind of subsided, but I think what we're seeing now, at least from a sentiment standpoint, is when is the breakout going to happen? When are we going to get to the next leg up? And perhaps 3 weeks ago, a month ago, the discussions were a little bit more geared towards, is how low is Bitcoin going to go? Is the tariff thing going to mess up the bull market? I feel like that's kind of faded, right? And so from a sentiment standpoint, that's kind of where I'm at.
And I mentioned that, and I said charts aside, but let's bring the charts back into the inside. So take a look at this, okay? So after Bitcoin had that massive drop from the high of around 99.5, it reached a peak low of 77.9, which was a 21% drawdown, okay? Now, our first attempt to breach 90K was successful, and it was all in one candle. But guess what? We gave it all back the very next day. We had another pump up to $92,000. And guess what, Robin? Over the course of 5 days, we drew down 17%, down to 76,700. And then we had these small relief rallies up to 88, rejected. Wick up to 88, rejected. Came all the way down to 74. Wick up to 88. Looked like we were getting rejected. And then we had that breakthrough. And now we closed multiple candles above $90,000, which, Rob, is something we haven't done since mid to late February. And so I think in this time period here, there was a lot of people who, at least on the first two runs, that were like, all right, cool, we're reversing. Nope, back down, back down, back down. And finally, we break above, close multiple candles above $90,000. And I think the sentiment's changing, man. I really do. I think people are finally starting to pay more attention to the news that we've been talking about on this show for the last 3 months. I still have the same exact post pinned on our X handle, which starts with F current prices. Pay attention to the news, man. While this was happening and everyone was freaking out, panicking, selling, hopefully not you because you watch our show, there was so much happening behind the scenes, and I think some of that is starting to rise to the top and come to fruition. And people are realizing, holy crap, this thing is super undervalued. And so I think that's what's going on. I can feel a sentiment change. Obviously, from a structural standpoint for BTC, very, very important. We've reclaimed our 200-day moving average ribbon. I can't tell you how important this is, my friends. Let me get rid of these. Can't tell you how important this reclaim is, okay? So now our 200 sits at 90K, 90.4K. We stay above 90.4K, my friends. This chart has officially flipped from down to up as far as the trend goes. And so that's from a technical standpoint, fundamental standpoint. We're not going to get into it because, we all know how awesome Bitcoin is. But that's kind of my gauge, man, is sentiment is changing. People are starting to realize that Bitcoin is extremely undervalued. And you got a couple of more announcements. I don't know, China buys, who knows? There's so many potential catalysts out there. I think Bitcoin skyrockets. We had a super chat from Rumble, American pool guy. What is your guess for the 2025 year price range for Bitcoin? Asking for fun, but also encourage folks get discouraged. Okay, 2025 price range.
Is that our first super chat on?
No,
Rumble?
we've had.
Okay.
Right, Rocco? We've had other ones.
Yeah.
Rumble? No remember.
He doesn't remember. Okay. Okay. So for me, my range is moving forward from now until the end of the year is between 85,000 and I call it $250,000. What about you?
End of the year?
From now until the end of the year, what's the range Bitcoin trades in? I guess pick the low, pick the high.
Yeah, I think 85,000 probably.
I don't see us going below 85. I don't.
And what was your high?
$250,000. End of the year. 250.
250.
You're probably one that can say you're probably like what, 180, 200?
Yeah, I don't think we break 200,000 this year. I think that happens next year.
Why so bearish, man?
Not bearish. I just think
That's
it's
very
I think
bearish.
it's a long-term.
All right, Bear. First, you come in the show, you talk about gold like you're Peter Schiff. Then you're over here saying,
Is a changer. Yeah.
I love how you asked me a question and you don't like my answer. I will say 195 would be the highest.
oh, sorry. Okay, I thought you said, okay, all right. So about 55,000 less than me. Not bad, Rob.
For once, it was serious, so you interrupted.
That was on purpose, Rob. Most of what I do is on purpose for the most part. Okay, so that's Bitcoin. Let's take a peek at the alts. I know Cardano was rallying this morning. SUI is officially,
SUI is up 10% today.
See, SUI's crushing it.
It's up 52% on the week. Also, ASI, the worst name in crypto, it is up another 10%. And so, you got to ask yourself, like, is this making up ground? Because this chart on the 1 year, not good.
That one day chart looked like the Sierra Nevada mountains.
So we're seeing a clear reversal. If you're wondering if this is a good time to get in, you're like, man, this thing's up, 50%. It's still down 72% on the year. And if you were to compare this to Bitcoin, I know we love doing this against Ethereum or, doing this with Ethereum, but you see here that Bitcoin has just massively outperformed ASI over the last 12 months. And, I think that there's a lot of room to make up. Market cap at $1.6 billion. Could this get back up to that $2 range? I think it could.
Chart looks good, dude. Before you move on, look at this chart. So something important just happened in ASI/Fetch. Is it broke above the cloud? And also we got a green twist. This is good. So this chart is technically now in an uptrend, right? And I'm curious. I bet you we probably had some bullish divergence. Let me double check. We did not have bullish divergence. Okay, I stand corrected. But from a trading standpoint, wait for the bounce. Wait for a retest of around 62.9, 63 cents. And then if we get volume in on the move up, entering on the next candle, it should be a really nice long. As again, it's officially broken above the cloud. And so the structure of this has changed. Although on its 200-day moving average, it is still trading below that's 200-day moving average. You're looking at $1 to enter into the band. And you're looking at $1.13 to clear the band. And so that is what you want to see for the ultimate uptrend. And you take a look at what happens, at least for Fetch, when it does break its 200-day MA. You saw here break a sort of a retest. From the retest, its first leg was 181% rally. And then I'm not going to measure this, but obviously this one was massive, going from 68 cents to $3.50. And so that is what we're waiting to see on the 200 MA, but on the cloud, very bullish and on increased volume as well. So ASI, that's from a technical standpoint, from a fundamental standpoint, I think there's a lot sexier AI plays. Nothing wrong with ASI, but I think you can get a lot more return on BitTensor. I think you can get a lot more return on some other AI projects. And so, yeah, that's kind of a little chart on ASI.
And then what else we got? Polygon's up, which is interesting. Polygon's not anything we've been very bullish on this bull market cycle. Seems like something that's falling out of favor with.
They also had a name change. A lot of name changes, huh?
Yeah, you know what? They were MATIC, and then there was 2 chains, MATIC, Polygon. They merged into one. You got Polygon MATIC, and then they decided to go with just Polygon, which makes a lot of sense. Like, shorten the name. A aside, look down, pay attention. Now, you also got stacks up 6%, up 40%. You know, very interesting. I know we had a long discussion on DeFi and Bitcoin and its potential. It's hard to argue that there will not be DeFi on Bitcoin. I guess I could see a scenario where Bitcoin's DeFi just never materializes, but I think realistically, it is something that will happen, like it or not. It's my personal opinion, I think it'll take a little bit longer to materialize than some people. I know David thinks it's more around the corner, but it's hard to argue that it's not going to have DeFi. And so getting exposure to something like stacks is probably a no-brainer here. If you believe in smart contracts, you believe in Bitcoin, DeFi, things of that nature, stack seems like an obvious play there. And then taking a look at what's down, nothing really down. I mean, DEXE. What is this anyways? Do you know what this is? You familiar with
No.
Yeah. Anyways, only thing that's down, because what's down on the 24 hours is still way up on the week. So just a little pullback. So
Barcoin holding strong. Holding back that big dump.
Have a portfolio, you are in the green, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. Ashley, we got any new people? What's going on? How you doing, by the way?
Y'all forgot to talk about Banana Coin. It's doing really good. It's all green, whatever that means.
You like green bananas?
Well, no, but like,
hold on. We had some people. Who was it? Who was it yesterday that super chatted?
Bowman.
Poman, that's right. He gave you another $20 for your passport. We got to ask you. Did you get your passport yet?
Well, I haven't seen the money because David goes and buys new shirts.
That's not true. I gave you.
And then you have TV static shirt. You have your shirt's okay.
TV static shirt. What's wrong?
Wait, who's got TV static? Him?
Yeah.
My shirt's okay.
Yeah, your shirt's okay.
You're saying it looks like TV static?
That's what someone else said. I think it looks like
Grandma's wallpaper.
I'm seeing grandma's wallpaper, but somebody
That
else
is also
said
a little
TV
static.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, Curtis, Dave Roy, Daniel G, The Prog, Jerry, IPAC, Theos, Maddie, and Tony. Yeehaw. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Can we get her a yeehaw emoji?
Can we get rid of the gravy?
Yeah, it's not like you've been doing nothing the last 2 weeks. Don't act like you're busy, man.
Useless.
Man, that one of these shows, I don't know when, you're gonna tune in and you're gonna see the new sets in the bag. It's gonna look so. All right. With that being said, you done, by the way, with the markets?
Yeah, yep.
Okay. Good. Want to give a big thank you to today's channel sponsor. Today's show is brought to you by Legacy Network and the Legacy Academy app, where you can earn the free LGCT token. In fact, I'm going to check what price is LGCT token. Last time I checked, it's over $2. And if you downloaded this damn app 6 months ago when we were shilling this to you, they were giving away like 3 LGCT tokens just for like logging in. 1 LGCT token for, I don't know, doing a quiz. And so if you were doing that, I don't know, you're sitting on 300-400 LGCT tokens. That's like $1,200, $1,400, $1,500 for doing nothing. And so it's not too late. You can still do it. Download the app. It's on Google and Apple Play Store. Learn and earn. It's free. Thank you very much. All right, now for the big reveal. So I want to give a big shout out to my man Brokyoshi here. He reached out. He said, "Hey, you know what? I got an idea." I was like, "All right, what's the idea, bro?" He said, "We should do a segment with Ashley called Crypto Confessions, where people anonymously email their crypto confessions." And so I was like, you know what, Brokyoshi, that's an excellent idea. Let me see if Ashley's up for it. And well, Ashley, I'm asking you live. Is this an idea that you want to move forward with?
Girl, I already made the email. Go, Fran.
All right. Okay, so we're doing it.
We're doing it.
Tell people how to do it.
I will give you my life advice if you need it. They can give you your money advice. I wouldn't listen to them.
Are we part of it or no?
Well, you guys will hear it for the first time
Oh.
when I say them.
So I think what Ash wants is she wants people to, we'll give you the email. We'll drop it in the, Ashley, if you want to drop it in the comments. She's going to put an email. That is an email only she controls. And so we want people to send in their crypto confessions, whether it's funny, serious. If you want advice on something, feel free. Ashley will pick one, maybe two for the following week, and then she'll share it on the show and we'll talk about it.
No sending dong pics. I know how you guys are. I know.
Please.
Yeah,
Please
if you're
no.
if you do loot shit like that, you will be banned from the channel. We like to have fun and stuff, but at the end of the day, Ashley's our employee and friend, and so please be respectful. But you can still have fun, and so I'll leave it at that. And then for the first week, as the inaugural week of the Crypto Confessions, we're gonna pick two for next week, Ashley, and the two you pick. Actually, we can't do that.
Okay.
So what are they putting in the confession? Just kind of whatever they want.
Whatever
They could
whatever-
do their crypto confessions. They can do, I guess, relationship confessions. I don't really know.
Mm.
I don't know. Why
and
not?
they will be anonymous. So
Yes.
don't include your name; it'll be anonymous. We'll anonymously share it on the show.
Ah.
And to honor, for every confession that we get in an email, I will give away how much per confession?
I have no idea. You're making this up on the fly, so figure it out.
I'll give away $100 next Thursday to someone. And so as part of it, so we want to have some fun. We want to include you guys in here, the community. So there's the email. Ash, can you pin that to the top of the comment section as
I don't
well?
think I can. I don't have
Okay,
that ability.
I can do it for you. So get going, send your confessions, and we'll pick two. We'll share it on the show next week. And so a big shout out to Broke Yoshi. Thank you for the idea, man. That was absolutely amazing. All right. I want to stay on altcoins. Also, Robin, we don't need your confessions. You can just share it on the show. You don't need to email Ashley. We have this. You know, we have a lot of people. We have a lot of ICP community members in here, and so been a lot of talk, a lot of back and forth. Was ICP going to do anything in the cycle? What is going to be the narrative? And so I want to share this post by a community member on X, not our community member, but someone from the ICP community. This is how the ICP chart will look like in 2030. And I kind of want to get your thoughts on ICP, Rob. What are your thoughts? I mean, it's currently sitting at, where is ICP sitting at? ICP sitting at a 2.7 billion market cap, sitting at $5, number 36 on the market cap list. What's your thesis for ICP this cycle?
Something I'm very bullish on. And here's the thing: like you can love a project, you can love what they stand for, but if the community doesn't get behind it and grow, because we know that their community is passionate about it. We love the team, we love the project. There's not much negative you could say about ICP. I mean, maybe tokenomics, is not the best, but it's not anything that that draws concern to me. So I like the project. The thing is just that there's a lot of projects I love that just the reality is they're not all going to make it. Now, let me just throw that out there first. But now with that said, I still hold ICP. I don't plan on selling. I do think that their roadmap is a lot further along than other projects I'm in love with. And so if I were to take other layer ones and I say, hey, like, you know what? I really like this chain. I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but
No, throw them under the bus.
no, I'm not going to.
The bus is parked.
No.
I might not run over.
So there's a lot of projects that I'm bullish on that just aren't moving through the roadmap. They're not building partnerships. They're not expanding in the way that they should, right? They're falling behind the pack. And ICP is not in that category. And so I still believe that the price will catch up to the value that it's building. But the reality is it is a riskier play than some other ones, man. It's further down the market cap list, number 36.
Are you saying risky as far as it can go a lot lower? Because that's not $5. I mean, how much lower? Or risky as in you can miss out on
it can go
gains?
a lot lower. It can go lower. That's not a. Yeah, I mean, what was it? I mean, you look at. It was at $2 before. So, I mean, yeah, it can go lower. I believe that. So, I mean, for me, I don't know, man. I would not, I'm not planning on buying anymore until I see some positive price action. Now, that doesn't mean waiting for it to break out and buying it at all-time highs or anything of that nature, or waiting for it to 3x. But I want to see some kind of revival out of the chart before I get any more exposure to ICP. Now, if you have no ICP and you're looking to maybe diversify and pick up some layer one, something that has smart contract exposure, that has Bitcoin DeFi exposure, that has, AI to it, it kind of does a little bit of everything. And so I'm pretty bullish. And if you don't have ICP and you're looking for another layer one play, I would take a peek at it, man, because I think this might be the last chance you get it at $5. But as I mentioned, it is a little bit of a riskier play because I don't know, man. It could keep trending down. Just the reality of it. I'm not against the project. I love it, but
For me, it's very simple. Very, very simple.
you need to see a reversal, right? Before you pile in.
Nothing to do with TA. Very simple. Example, Bob.Fund. What did Bob.Fund do for ICP? That was the catalyst that sent ICP to $22. And it happened very fast, extremely fast. Why? Because cycles burn. When cycles burn, the token becomes deflationary. When the token becomes deflationary, ICP skyrockets. So you need dApps. You need utility. Speculation will only take you so far. A community buying will only take you so far. You need the dApps. You need the users. And same goes for a project like ETH that has the exact same tokenomics for the most part, okay? The more people use it, it becomes deflationary. More is burned than is being printed. You have upward price action. Very simple. And so tech is great. Roadmap is great. Let's get people in them.
They got
build dApps.
They got a lot of diversification. They kind of play on all the verticals of crypto. Like to see them just nail one and really lead the charge, because I feel like they're spread out pretty evenly. And maybe AI is their thing. Maybe DeFi is their thing. Maybe meme coins is their thing. But nothing's really stood out with ICP. And I think that might be, in my opinion, kind of its setback, right? Because, ETH has its, its narrative. Solana's got its narrative. SUI's got its narrative. XRP's got its narrative. You go down to ICP, you're, what does it really stand for? Like, what really do you, if you had to sum up ICP in 2 words, what would it be?
Infinitely scalable blockchain solution.
But who's not infinitely scalable with enough
Everyone
scaling
else.
solution?
I mean,
ICP, it hasn't even really, and that's infinitely scalable. The thing is what I don't agree with is the term infinitely scalable without it being tested in real world scenarios. So for me, you could tell me it's infinitely scalable. You could tell me Cardano's infinitely scalable. You could tell me ETH's layer 2s are infinitely scalable. I don't care how infinitely scalable you say you are until you're in there with real transactions and real protocols and real dApps. I don't believe it. You can. How many times have you heard that Solana is infinitely scalable? And how many times does it go down?
It's not.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So for me, you cannot say it's infinitely scalable until you see it. And I push back on that 100%, because I'm not a software developer. You're not a software developer. You don't understand Bitcoin.
How do you know I'm not a software?
I mean, you don't know cryptography.
Says
And
who?
so,
Bro, I took classes on Coursera. Coursera was free.
and so
They're having a sale on
that's what I'm saying. That's the first thing that comes up is infinitely scalable, and that
Listen,
hasn't even been tested.
Robin,
That's my whole point. Is
infinite cannot be tested because no one knows the bounds, okay? Although I agree, it's nowhere near close to infinite. But Fade and TradFi said infinitely scalable. Look, guys, at the end of the day, okay,
Ugh.
Cardano's tech, amazing. ICP's tech, amazing. I've said it multiple times, and it's one of my good analogies, and it's a very plain one. You can have the best restaurant with best food from your grandmother's recipes from the year 1829 that has stood the test of time, that the recipes are buried in an underground bunker and you're serving it at your restaurant. Nowhere else in the world is serving it. But if you don't get people to come in and eat the food, the vegetables are going to spoil, the meat's going to go bad, your dairy's going to curdle, you're going to have to throw everything out the door, and your business will fail. At the end of the day, you got to bring the patrons in. And so we got to bring the people into the Cardano ecosystem. We got to bring the mass people, because I'm not saying that Cardano and ICP don't have people in the ecosystem, okay? But I'm talking Solana level, Ethereum level, Bitcoin level, right? These are the top 3, top 4, top 5. That is what you need to really show off what you can do in the space. How many people do you think building on Solana or using Solana at some point have gotten frustrated that my transactions were falling, I've gotten MEV attacked, the network's gone down. So then why do they continue to grow in wallet addresses, in value, in dApps? Because they look around and like, this is where the users are. This is where the liquidity is. This is where people are, right? This is where everyone goes to eat. No one wants to go to a restaurant, walk in, and there's no one there. He's like, oh, why is no one here? It's a Friday night. The food must be crappy. So that is the big thing. And I've said this multiple times. We are away from the era of this is what we're going to do to bring people in here once people are ready to be in here. Now we're in the era of we're here. Where do we go? I have 5 restaurants in front of me. Where do I want to go spend my money and my time and dine? That is where we are now. And so got to go, like, it's got to be a dual prong approach. Technology, marketing, get the product out there, get people to test the product, right? And so that is where I'm at. And a lot of companies, I mean, we run a company and we understand marketing is extremely important. Even the most subtle things in marketing are extremely important. Because at the end of the day, we can have this $1 million studio, but if no one watches the show and we can't get sponsors, we're going out of business. It's the matter of the fact. Business 101. Same thing with blockchain. If no one's going to use your blockchain and you can't get users in there, it'll go to zero. Slowly, it will trend to zero. Cycle after cycle, it'll fail to claim new all-time highs, and then investors will leave, and it'll dwindle down until the very last bit of the people who are so uber bullish on the project still, who are community lifer members forever, they'll be the only ones left, and there'll be no fresh meat coming in. That is a reality that we're in. And so the time is now. So we'll do our part. We love ICP. We love Cardano. We love the projects we talk about all the time. Casper, we love those projects. So from a marketing standpoint, we'll continue to educate people, share information, bring some of their talent on our show, some of the executives, founders, and give the media side to the people watching. We will continue to do that. If there's anything else we can do to help, we will. Because we believe in the team, we believe in the technology. But you still need to bring the people in there. So to me, it's very simple. Okay.
That was the longest rant ever for
Are you done?
the tech is the tech sucks, or the tech's good, but the price isn't up.
Okay.
Oh no.
Let's get
I'll
one
love it
thing
again.
straight. You have zero room to talk about long rants and getting to a point you could have gotten in 30 seconds in 3 minutes. You have zero room to talk, right, Ashley?
What?
Thank you.
There we go.
Yeah.
So
go ahead.
just to piggyback on that one.
Oh, here we go. Another. Okay.
No, mine's simple.
Okay.
Mine's simple.
Oh, simple.
You can have the good tech, but if people don't adopt it or buy it, it doesn't really matter.
simple Jack.
Rocco, I don't have a button for my computer anymore, so if you can
Oh, you don't?
assist me here. Laser disc. This was a laser video disc. So you would have your favorite movies on this giant CD looking thing.
What's that?
This was when VHS was at its height of popularity. People were like, I ain't getting rid of that thing. Give me my Ethereum. I don't need this new technology. And then also you had a Sega Dreamcast. Remember this one? And so this was ahead of its time. Pretty badass graphics, but nobody bought the damn thing except for me. And then you also had Neo Geo. And so this was another ahead of its time graphic video game console that did not get any adoption. So it doesn't matter if the tech is cool. You can sit here and give me the spreadsheet all you want. You can sit here and say, hey, look, greatest thing ever. People don't damn buy it, adopt it. The stores don't put it on the shelves. Then what good is it?
Why are you trying to one-up my analogy?
Yeah, because mine was nice and short. Yours was like 10 minutes.
There we go.
Jesus.
You're a hater. All right, let's talk about... Well, markets moved a little bit. Why? Well, President Trump says he met with China this morning. NASDAQ is up 2%. Is he trolling? I don't know. We definitely know he's trolling with this. This is on his website, Robin. He is now selling Trump 2028 hats. So, yeah.
You know, there's a way he can get to become the president without any congressional.
Okay, what's the way? Because I haven't looked into this.
This one was actually very interesting, and it made a lot of sense.
Okay.
Okay.
Join JD Vance as the VP, and then JD Vance steps down?
Yep. Did you just think of that, or did you?
I swear to God, I just thought about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I know there was rumors about having him run as a VP with Vance, but that would be crazy, bro. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Yeah.
Why not?
Why not? I am so tired of winning. I want to win.
I'll just say this. I'd rather have Trump than whatever Democrat person they roll out there. I'd like to see Vance go. I don't know enough about Vance as far as if he would be the best president, but I like his character so far from what I've seen of him.
What are all those memes that he killed the Pope? I don't get those.
You don't get it?
No. What?
Why you don't get it?
Bro. Okay, let me fill you in on the story. Let me fill you in on the story.
Hold on, Ashley. Do you know about this?
No, I just know about the Trisha Paytas thing, but that's a different story.
Okay, yeah.
So
I keep
JD Vance went and visited the Pope.
Okay.
So he flew out there. He visited the Pope. The next morning, the Pope died.
He made him say, please.
Right there.
So it was like the last person he met. So, JD Vance was just like, walked up there and was like, we're holding all the cards.
This is your death card.
Hope,
should
don't
make
meet
fun of
your creator. That's it.
Bro, I mean, it's just coincidence.
Of course.
Okay. Anyways. By the way, Rocco gave some great insight on how they choose the Pope. There's actually, I think, Rocco, you said it's called Conclave.
Nah, it's a nice movie. It's fun.
Okay, Conclave. If you're curious on how they're going to choose the next Pope, I think they do a gulag-style fight to the death. And so, either way. Anyways, all right.
Why?
What the hell was that? Oh, if you guys saw that, what was that?
I don't know.
Was it a piranha move?
No,
You think-
he was
you think it some
rolling.
kind of turtle.
He
or
was a
something?
spy.
Jesus, what was that, Robin?
It was the new jiu-jitsu.
Anyways, let's talk some XRP. The CME Group to roll out XRP futures on May 19th, expanding its crypto offerings. Now, in the Gary Gensler era, you had to have been trading on the CME for like 25 freaking years. All jokes aside, like maybe 1 to 3 years before they'd even look at giving you a spot ETF. But obviously, I don't think that order of operations is currently being used because Paul Atkins now, congratulations to him, has been sworn in as the new SEC chairman. So I don't think this stipulation is going to hold. But at the end of the day, XRP is officially going to be listed on the CME May 19th for futures trading. I think it's a foregone conclusion that we are going to get an XRP spot ETF. I think it's a foregone conclusion we're going to get the same with Solana and a bunch of other alts. I am excited to see, though, the basket of crypto ETFs, whether it's DeFi, AI, like the top 10 and whatever. And so I think once that happens, crypto will become even more intertwined with the everyday investor who's just used to buying stocks on their Charles Schwab account or their TD Ameritrade account or Merrill Lynch or whatever. They'll now have access to the same projects that we have access to. And as long as the new ETF filings, you have in-kind or cash redemption, I think that'll benefit the altcoins as much as we saw benefit BTC. ETH, I know, kind of has been a little bit of an L on the ETFs, right? Not what a lot of people were expecting. I still think once the staking goes live on the ETH ETFs, I think that'll be a game changer. You'll see a lot more inflows coming into Ethereum on those ETFs. And then we have this as well. I do want to share this. BNB news. Major BNB chain upgrade imminent. The countdown begins. BNB chain is approaching a crucial milestone as the network prepares to undergo a hard fork. So this is happening. So following the hard fork, BSC will reduce block time to 1.5 seconds, lowering latency, speeding up confirmations, and improving user experience across the board. BNB is currently the number 5 asset at $84 billion, sitting at just under $600. Any prognosis on BNB here, Rob? Ninja Rob?
I just don't.
Where did you learn that role, by the way? Was that did you take some judo classes or?
Yeah. I just can't. I know there's price manipulation. I just can't see a scenario where BNB has any value.
The greatest bear market hedge ever.
Exactly. We're in a bull market.
Even better. It's going to pump.
I mean, realistically, give me a reason why you would use Binance Smart Chain.
Binance.
No. Did you hear my question? Give me a reason why you would use Binance Smart Chain.
Binance.
You can't use Binance with Binance Smart Chain. Give me a reason. Like,
you're a Binance user. It's interconnected. You want a DeFi? Here's Binance Smart Chain. Look, why are you so bullish on Kronos, Robin? Is it because you have a great community of dApps? No, it's because crypto.com. Same thing.
I'm not saying it's already number 5 on the market cap list. So the reason I'm bullish on crypto.com is because I could see a scenario where crypto.com rallies, catches up to BNB in some regard, at least in some proportion to their market cap. I mean, crypto.com, how far down the damn market cap list is this thing? I was looking for it.
Kronos?
Yeah, where's Kronos? Is it in the top 50?
Yeah.
It's like number 35 or something, right? Or at least last time.
Well, you know, the easy way, Rob.
41.
Oh,
there it is.
41.
Yeah, I mean, it's a $2 billion market cap. You look at something like BNB.
84.
84. I mean, it's hard not to argue that Kronos couldn't 10x, man. And that's why I'm so bullish on it.
If your argument is how much more room it's got to run, okay, I can see that argument. But the argument about why
the thing is the reason BNB got to number 5 was because it was
the Solana of its time.
Yeah, it was a
Solana of its time.
No, it was an option for people that didn't want to pay high gas fees and wanted to participate in DeFi
and meme
versus Ethereum. Yeah, and
it was a Solana of its time.
Yeah, it was cheaper and faster.
Scammier.
Yeah.
Now Solana takes that cake. But yeah, I mean, I'm bullish on BNB. There's no reason not to be, but it's not any significant part of my portfolio.
I'm not bullish on it. Okay. I would not be surprised to see it do very well. I wouldn't be surprised to see it get up to the $1,000 or $2,000, but I think it's pretty risky, man. I don't know, dude. I don't want to buy something I don't feel comfortable using, or I don't use, or I don't see value in. My personal opinion. I see value in everything else in this area, right? Look what's next door. XRP. Why on earth would you not buy XRP and buy BNB? I would rather buy Ethereum than I would be.
You're a lot.
I'm not even joking, bro. I genuinely would rather, if I had to pick one or the other to put money into, if I had 10 grand and you're like, well, you can buy ETH or BNB, give me the ETH, man. Solana all day, Doge all day, Cardano all day. I would buy Tron before buy BNB. And so at the end of the day, like, why would I ever own BNB? To do a pancake swap for a meme coin I don't want? That's about it.
You leave pancakes out of this, man. Pancakes are delicious.
What you got?
Nothing. Ashley, got anyone else you want to shout out?
I don't think
You want to yell at people to make sure they send their confessions?
Did you get any emails yet?
I did actually. I already got some. But yeah, send in your things. I want to chit chat. Some of the ones that y'all are sending right now are really boring. Send in some fun things.
Get crazy. You want them to lie?
Don't get crazy.
Don't get
That
crazy.
might be
Okay.
scary.
Okay.
But yeah, send in some fun, interesting ones.
This will be fun. It'll be a fun segment. It'll be interesting. Curious to get our raw reactions to it next week. That'll do it for the show today, man. We're done. We're toast. That's all I got. You got anything?
That's it.
Rocco?
What is your finger tornado thing?
Not yet. I got to make sure we're
Okay.
good. Okay, we got one more super chat in. Ricky Romero said, can stacks hit $6 to $8 if Bitcoin goes to 200K? I don't know about $6 to $8. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, if Bitcoin DeFi starts to rally, yeah. I think it can, yeah.
Can I figure? Let's go. This is the longest, most boring outro ever. There we go.
Hola.
Sin City Crypto.
Thanks,
Hey.
guys. Thanks for joining.
Thanks
See
for
you tomorrow.
watching. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Ciao. Are you okay
Sin
there?
City Crypto. Everybody know we here for entertainment and info. Gonna show you how to get that big dough. So every day stay tapped in. For big facts, no capping. With Bitcoin, if you're in, then you win. We divide the pie with no fraction. It's Big Rob, David. I split the game, but they gave it. Name the coin that's your favorite. I got dry powder, why save it? To the OGs, new beginners. Special shout out to the well members. Buy the dip, sell winners. Ain't really nothing you can tell sinners. Tune in for the latest new flavors. They gonna teach us mean coins. They polarizing like barbecue chicken pizzas. I